Hello and welcome to Blockchain Silver, the place where we analyze what in the world is going on in crypto. Today we're going to talk about time to load the truck. Warning, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment purposes only. It is best to do your own due diligence, form your own conclusions, and invest based on your opinion of the market. Cryptocurrency markets are highly speculative and may lose value. Be safe out there. All right, so this here is Bitcoin in 2013. And you might be wondering, why would I be bringing up Bitcoin in 2013? Well, this is a pattern that is playing out in Bitcoin. And in 2013, Bitcoin went from it started at about $2 and went all the way up to about 225, did about 110x return. Then for 3 months it came down. Then for about another three and a half, it went back sideways. It recovered, had a dip in it, then recovered, and then had about a 58-day parabolic rise. And so this is exactly Bitcoin. In my opinion, it's doing the same exact thing. It does this over and over and over. And right now, today, starting at the $177 back in 2015 and going all the way up to 20,000, that was about the 110x move. And then this here took about a year. This would be December of 2017. This would be December of 2018. And compared to Bitcoin today, compared to 2013, I believe we are somewhere right around here. You figure this is 1, 2, 3 months. This here is 1, 2, that would be about 3 months. So if this was a year, that would be about a year right there. So I think we're somewhere right here. And only time will tell what will happen, but we can look at a few other things here. So right now we are zooming in on this part right here before it took off and made its epic rise to $1,150. So this here would be the 225, 230 that it went to. It did actually, you could say it touched 250 something, 260 maybe for probably just a few seconds. That's a flash up when you get a long wick like that. But for the most part, then it went up, then it came down and had the dip and then continued to go across. And yeah, there are some slight variations from what it did in 2013 in this area compared to today. And so today, if we look at the same rise, this was the 110x rise, going from $177 to touching almost 20,000. It does actually on Coinbase, it does have an all-time high of like $20,089. But then for a year, then it comes down. And so, and actually you could even say maybe a year, 13 months maybe it came down. And so I would expect about the same across. And so just like how this is in 2013, made the dip and then went across. Bitcoin in 2019, if we add something similar to it, you had a good solid line of resistance right here, has the dip, and then we come back. Now, it went way above in the beginning, then it slowly trended down in 2019. This would have been June, July of 2019. Whereas in 2013, it stayed close to the line of resistance, or the support line, I mean. Then it went up. So it is a little different. 2019 went up, then came down. And so I believe, just comparing to the 2013 market fractal that it did, I think a lot of the bleeding is over with. Could we still see some more downside to Bitcoin? Yeah, of course, we could still see. I wouldn't be surprised if it did maybe flash down to 64, 6,500 for a day. It could, and that may never happen. Who knows? I think a good majority of the bleeding, though, is over. From 13.8 in June of 2019 to now it's down to, well, actually, we could take a quick look. Down to 7,300. So that's almost a 50% drop. I don't see much more of the bleeding continuing. And if we compared this to today, you figure this is a year. We go about another year or so, or you could say 13 months and some 13 months maybe. But we're somewhere. I feel like we're somewhere right around here. And it's possible that this could be January, February, maybe March of 2020, April, May, June, July, or it could go out a little farther. That could be January, maybe February. Well, actually, if we went out farther, this would be tighter. So this could be December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. It could be something like that. But ultimately, how Bitcoin went to $225 and in 2017, and here it went to $225. If you put a couple of zeros behind that $225, well, that's $22.5. And so you add a couple zeros to this thing, and it gets us up into the about $100,000, $110,000, $115,000 area. And I think it's coming in 2020. I could always be wrong, but I think right now is a good time to load the truck up. And so just based on what it's done here, everything to me, it just looks so similar to 2013. I've been saying this for quite a while. This is nothing new. Bitcoin is just one big recurring market fractal. It keeps playing these fractals out over and over and over. And so I look at these prices here, and everything to me, everything just seems like it's a really good deal right now. It costs about, I think the average price right now to mine one Bitcoin is about $6,400, $6,500, $6,600, depending on where you get your electricity at and your overhead costs. And so I look at Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin's a great deal. All of these to me right now are just a super good deal. Your top 10, top 20. Some of the other ones are good deals too, but these here, this is what I call, this is a safe zone or a safe area. And so, you figure if Litecoin did a 25-to-1 of Bitcoin, so let's just say Bitcoin future prices based on $100,000 Bitcoin. If Litecoin did a 25-to-1, which Litecoin has done this many, many times with Bitcoin. One other time, a few of the other times that we can look at. This here is Litecoin. Today it is trading for $42.19 on December 28th, 2019. And so we look at Litecoin here. And this would be the rise in 2013. It went to about the $50, $51, $52 area. Well, just a month before that, this is November 28th, it was at $52. If you go back, let's just say a month. Let's just perfectly go back 1 month to October 28th. It was trading for a little over $2. That's like a 25x return in 1 month. And so we won't see that again in 1 month, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that in about maybe 3 months. I don't think it's going to be that impossible for these to do that. Once Bitcoin starts to make its upward trek to 100,000, now Litecoin will finish near the end. This is always what it does. It makes its epic rise near the end. But $52 on November 28th. October 28th, going for $2, 25x return. If you take $50 and divide it by 1150, Actually, I'll do it right now. 1150 divided by $50. That's about a 23 to 1. So, and most of that gain, even just the last few days, it went from $10 to $50. So that was a 5x return in just a few short days. And so this is also a sign that you're getting near the end of a bull market. And since this will be wave 2 of the longer of the 2 waves, this is the final finishing wave. So we'll know when we see Litecoin make an epic rise. If it did something similar and went to maybe $4,000 or $5,000, I would expect it to have a blow off top, maybe somewhere around $600, $700, $800, maybe $1,000. That would put it at about 5,000. If it only was at 700 or 800, maybe 4,000. But this is what it does. This is not uncommon. This has happened a few other times. Doesn't mean it'll happen again. It just means it might happen again. But this is why I think it's a good time right now to load up the truck. If Litecoin did a 25 to 1, $4,000 right now, today trading at 41.90, that's about a 95x return. So, and I will admit, to me, that seems like a lot. Right now, we've been trending down for 5 or 6 months. It just seems like the market is in doldrums right now. Like there's just no interest in it. There's no buyers. But this could be possible for 2020. It doesn't mean it will happen. Like I say right here, it's not guaranteed. 40 to 95x gains possible for 2020, but not guaranteed. And so no investment's ever guaranteed. But that's just a few of the things that I see happening. If Bitcoin goes to 100,000, Bitcoin Cash does a 10 to 1, that would put it right at about $10,000. It could maybe do a 15 to 1. And so today trading at 205, that's about a 48x return. So these are really good returns, and hard to say. Anything could happen. So, but I know for me, I buy when stuff gets cheap, I'm a buyer. When things get expensive, I'm a seller. So like I said, I see all this stuff. These are just super cheap prices. I think in 6, 7, maybe 8 months from now, I wouldn't be surprised if we were wishing that we could buy stuff at these prices. And so if this all plays out like I think it's gonna, then that's probably about what we're looking at coming up sometime in 2020. So anything can happen. Just remember, none of this is guaranteed. I'm just showing you some stuff from history. All this video this is just my point of view. That's all it is. And so all you got to do, just put the Bitcoin right in the back of the truck there. That's all you got to do. If you think it's a good deal, buy it. If you think it's a bad deal, don't buy it. Don't load up the truck. If you think Bitcoin's high, then just sit and wait. And so that's it for today. If you liked the video, feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I want to thank you for coming over to Blockchain Silver, and remember to stay safe out there.